I want to do a hopefully quick tutorial on how to use a batch file I wrote to compress RiProcess project directories. So the idea here is you've completed doing your registration, you've exported your LAZ files, done all your image work, you're done with RiProcess and you're going to move on to other applications to do extraction or whatever you need that data for. So you're going to compress the RiProcess folder and then move it onto some storage, like a network drive or something. So I have written this batch file here to do that compression portion. So you copy it into your root directory for your project and then double click it. Command line comes up and it starts going. So it's already done the navigation folder. So while this is working, I'm gonna show or describe what the different aspects of this are. So batch file is just a series of commands. And it's an ASCII file, so you can edit it with a ASCII file editor. So I've tried to do a good job of describing everything going on in here. Yeah, well, first, I'm Dave Olander from Caltrans District 11. You can email me if you have any questions. Eventually, I could see if this is something useful, maybe taking some time to write a Python script or something that allows a little bit of interaction and a little more flexibility with the tool. That might, ideally, one thing it would do is write a log file for it and describe maybe how long each one took, how much it was compressed, and so forth. So it may in the future do something like that, but for now this works pretty effectively. Still kind of a manual process. So the tool here compresses these 5 folders, and they are the raw navigation, raw laser, the process navigation, and then 2 of the process laser folders. No, it does not compress the export folder. I included the commands and some of the switches and other things that were considered or are being used in this. So obviously using 7-zip, A means that you're going to compress something. The T7Z makes it a 7-zip. This MX switch is tells the compression level, and I've kind of settled on using either 1 or 5. 1 for the navigation files, 5 for the laser files. Some of the ones that aren't being used, I could not get this multi-thread one working, but I think it does it by default because it's using like 3/4 of my computer resources when I'm running these. Let's check in on how we're doing. So we're on the first of the process laser folders. The time statistics is kind of stupid, so I took that out. STL, so I decided to have the timestamp of the zip file or the compressed file be the latest modified date on a file that it contains. So this being June 21st, this may be, it will probably have an older date on the zip file, and I felt like that was more useful than just when you happen to get around to compressing it. And then finally at the end, I want it to delete the source folder. I described the determination on the compression level. So how it works is first it needs to set the path so that it can find the 7-zip folder, or excuse me, executable, so that it'll run. If you get like a file not found or something, what's happening is that this path isn't working. I had somebody test this on a computer that they didn't have any admin rights and had never done this before, and the batch file worked. So I think this will work fine as long as you have 7-zip installed on your computer, and as far as I know, Caltrans images do. So it sets the path, then it clears the screen, and then it starts doing folder 2 at compression level 5, or excuse me, 1. Rips through that real fast, then gets to the raw laser file at compression level 5, finishes that, then does the process navigation files at compression level 1. Then it steps into a subdirectory 6, and then does both of the laser files there at compression level 5, backs into the root directory, and then that's it. So I can say it fast, but it doesn't happen fast. This is a real small project that we have here, and it's still going to take something like 8 minutes to do it. But the improvement is significant. I did a little bit of testing on different compression rates. 3 and 7 were not really effective at all compared to the others on this type of data. 9 did do a little bit better compression, certainly in some kinds, but it took so much longer it didn't really seem like it was worth the effort. 5 was really pretty good overall. If you had to pick one, that's the one I would choose. But I found that you got pretty close between, with the navigation files, the same compression rate on the navigation files, but the time was a lot faster. So this is kind of why I went with what I went. But you can see here and make your own choices. If you're really, really focused on compression, first thing I would do is make everything a 5. And then after that, I guess go with a 9. Or maybe a 7. Let's see. Yeah, I would just go with 7. I would never touch 9. 7's way faster than 9 is, and it's really not much bigger. All right, I was wrong. I guess we were we were still on the first one. Now we're on the second one. Is there anything else I should show before I pause this and let it wrap up? Something beeped at me. Oh yeah, I usually prefer to put a README file in. So if you're doing this a lot, you can kind of have a standard README that you can copy in. So in this case, I'm just saying that on this date, I compressed with 7-zip these folders. So put that README in there. When it's done, the thing just closes, and then you can inspect it. So I'm just gonna pause this out and get back to you when it's almost done. Alright, so it's a minute and a half or so later, and this thing is just wrapping up, and it's done. Now you can see we no longer have folders 2, 3, and 5 in this, and have been replaced with these 7Z files, and then in the 6, 1 and 2 are now compressed as well and gone. And at this point, we're ready to move this onto a network drive or whatever we have for backup. So again, I'm Dave Olander, Caltrans District 11. If you have any questions on this or suggestions or ideas, feel free to reach out to me. If you want to take this and kind of make something better out of it, go ahead. Just let me know what's going on. Because you know, maybe I want to help out, or maybe I want to make sure that get the word out if somebody's done something better. All right, thanks.